Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel, Sister Wives News fans. Sister Wives star Kody Brown has revealed that she had a secret drug addiction. This has shocked fans to hear, as literally no one knew. However, Kody was too embarrassed to talk about it on television. Fans understand where she was coming from and are glad that she is now able to speak about it all. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Kody Brown comes out with memoir, spills everything. Kody Brown was the first wife to leave the family. She was not enjoying her time and felt as though the relationship was no longer benefiting her. However, she left and is now remarried. Kody Brown got married to David Woolley decently fast. However, fans can tell how happy she is and do not really think it is a problem. Now, Kody Brown has written a book about her time in the plural family. It is set to release on September 16th. However, some of it has been leaked and has already come out. A lot of the things she says in the book are shocking. However, fans cannot wait to read it all. She has revealed that she had a secret drug addiction. Kody Brown has revealed in her book that she struggled with a secret drug addiction. She had knee surgery, which led her to take oxycodone, as that is the pain medicine they gave her during her healing process. Sadly, this resulted in an addiction. It was very difficult, and even though I was on it for a month, the effects of it lasted at least 6. I didn't feel normal. I didn't feel okay for so long. So once I was done and I felt better, I just felt good to feel better. And I realized that with writing the book, that's something I didn't go back and revisit, was the addiction to oxycodone. Fans are proud of her for speaking out on the situation. However, it is shocking that she went through this and no one had a clue. It seems as though Kody was addicted to oxycodone after her knee surgery. Fans think a lot of it had to do with Kody just leaving her to mend for herself. However, she is now able to talk on it and bring awareness to the drug and its addictive components. This was a big step for her and more than likely harder than anything she has admitted. What do you think about this situation? Are you shocked to find this out? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this. The sprawling Utah desert, under a sky so vast it could swallow a person whole, held the Brown family's chaos and their secrets. For years, Kody Brown was the bubbly heart of their plural marriage, the fun mom with a ready laugh and a seemingly unshakable faith in their principle. But behind the bright eyes and the camera-ready smile was a pain so deep it had its own gravity. It started after Truly's birth, a time that should have been joyous but was instead shadowed by a profound loneliness. In a house teeming with people, she had never felt more invisible. Kody's attention was a scarce resource, perpetually diverted to a newer wife, a different drama. The feeling of being the basement wife, both literally and figuratively, began to calcify into a cold, hard weight in her chest. One afternoon, nursing a migraine, born more from tears than tension, she rummaged through a bathroom cabinet and found an old prescription of high-strength painkillers from a dental surgery years prior. She took one. Not just for the phantom ache in her head, but for the very real one in her soul. An hour later, the sharp edges of her neglect had been sanded down to a soft, manageable blur. For the first time in years, she felt quiet. That quiet became a siren's call. The pills were a secret easier to keep than her crumbling self-esteem. She learned the rhythms of procurement, a feigned back injury here, a migraine there during a solo grocery run. She became a ghost in her own home, performing the motions of school runs and family dinners while floating in a narcotic haze that made Kody's indifference feel like a choice and her isolation feel like peace. The turning point was small, almost mundane. She was helping her daughter Aspen bake a cake for a family gathering. Kody fumbled with the measuring spoons, her hands unsteady, her concentration fractured. She spilled flour everywhere, a white cloud covering the counter. "Mom," Aspen said, her voice laced with a concern that was far too old for her years. She didn't ask if she was okay. She simply looked at her, truly looked at her. And in her daughter's eyes, Kody saw the reflection of a stranger, a gaunt, glassy-eyed woman she no longer recognized. The facade shattered. The love in her daughter's worried gaze was a spotlight she couldn't hide from. That night, locked in her bathroom, she flushed her entire stash down the toilet, watching the little white pills swirl away like the lies she'd been telling herself. Recovery was her quiet revolution. It was harder than any marital negotiation, more terrifying than the prospect of being alone. She found a therapist in secret, using the codenamed Phoenix on the paperwork. She white-knuckled through the withdrawal in the dead of night, her sobs muffled by the hum of the basement freezer. She didn't leave the family because of the addiction. She left to save herself from the loneliness that caused it. The courage to walk away from Kody was forged in the terrifying, sober clarity of realizing she had almost let herself disappear completely. Her escape to Utah wasn't just a geographic change, it was a reclaiming of her own mind and spirit. Now, sitting in her sunny kitchen, a world away from the polygamous compound, Christine sometimes reflects on that hidden chapter. It's a story of shadows, but one she owns. The addiction wasn't a moral failure. It was a symptom, a desperate, silent scream from a woman drowning in plain sight, who finally learned that her own hand was the only one strong enough to pull her back into the light.